Whoa, let me tell you something, brother. Welcome to the Real Weird Sickos podcast. My name is Charles Kahn, and I ain't the meme buddy. Oh, no. We ain't the meme bro. No, sir. And we definitely ain't your meme best friend. We are the meme bastard, and with me is my lovely co-host. Oh, Dojen, so lovely, so good.
Nice of you.
So pure.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Pure as the snow, pure as family.
We're gonna jump right into it. You know, it was pure as just all get out on Twitter a couple of days ago.
What's pure? What's
the
pure?
McDonald's nuclear family. The lo-fi. I call
love
it the lo-fi
so
family.
The lo-fi family, yeah. It was a Japanese. It's a cartoon of a Japanese family. It's one of those like After Effects-y
it's
like cartoons.
Lo-fi studying girl beats, but it's like a family eating McDonald's, and it's cute and it's very, very pure. I really like it a lot.
Oh, it was so cute. I love it. I love that ad. But for some reason, there's tons of people losing their shit over it.
But who?
And
I haven't seen actually anybody.
So now, now we've gotten to the. But now, see that like when it first hit, that's when you were seeing like the stupid people. They're like, this isn't what a family's like. No families ever do this. You see that like the first day.
Who has never
Second
been
day,
to
you see the. I'm not seeing any of this. I'm not seeing any of this.
Who's never been to McDonald's with their family before? Who's never been to?
There's a lot of people. I'll tell you who: foster kids, adopted kids. There's a lot of kids who are that woman in the 8 Passengers woman.
Oh.
That's a woman that never took her kids to McDonald's and it had joy in their lives.
Oh, this makes me
sad.
God,
the one kid, Jenna, one of those kids, he was like 15 or something. He had like pulled a prank or something with his little brother, which is what a 15-year-old does. Like they prank with each other. And pulled a prank or something, and the mother decided to remove the door off his room and take away his bed. Now you would think, okay, yeah, you do that for a day, you do that for a weekend, that's pretty bad. That was 7 months. That kid slept on a beanbag.
Oh my goodness.
A beanbag.
That's what are you thinking? That's just
Me
abuse.
At my most
That's
slobby
just abuse. That's not punishment.
My most slobby sloth, like pure, like, ooh, this is a man's room here where it's just the TV on the floor and a mattress. I didn't live as bad as that kid did, okay? It left to my own devices, Jenna, I wouldn't have a bed. It'd be the laptop, a mattress on the floor, and a stack of books. And that's how Charlie would live.
You see, like...
Everybody can't hear me, but I took a big sip of tea.
I don't know. Those
it's raspberry tea today, Jenna.
I love raspberry tea. That's actually my favorite. No,
they have some good ones on coffeebrandcoffee.com, and if people use code BASTARD, they can save on their orders.
What's the code? What code should they use?
It's code BASTARD.
Spell
code
that.
BASTARD.
Can you spell that?
BASTARD.
So actually, no. My favorite tea is at Chili's. Mango.
Oh
tea.
yeah.
Mango tropical tea.
You like
really
it?
Good.
A mango. See, I don't go for like these mangoes and papayas and all that stuff. I've tried them, and they're not as like I want like I just want good fruit.
Is it brisk
like
raspberry iced tea?
This is it's the peace tea is the one I got.
Oh yeah, I don't like that tea.
It's one of those big cans of tea.
You know what? But I don't like the Arizona tea even more.
Arizona tea.
I'm being a traitor
like
to Donnie right now because Donnie was.
You're a tea. Oh gosh, God rest his soul, man. It's been a month. It's been a month. I was walking around this morning looking at it, going, "It's been a month."
I know it doesn't feel like that.
Just shaking my head. The same, like I remember when Ricky messaged me. Like I got up and started walking around the room, shaking my head. It ain't no way, no way.
I thought he was. I thought he was going to tell me something like. I don't want to say I did.
Something
yeah,
good.
Like maybe like a
some kind of juicy
piece
gossip.
Of gossip.
Like, hey,
because
guess what? Keemstar's gay sex tape leaked again. Everybody's seen his penis. It's real little. It's like his penis. They would describe it as chipmunk size, is what they would say about Keemstar.
He opened it up with, "I have to tell you something, but you can't like, we have to keep it quiet. And it was like, okay, what? Tell me, And
then, you get excited. You're like, oh man,
like,
Ricky's gonna tell us he made a deal.
He was like, I don't even know how to say this. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is something bad. And that's when I got like, maybe this is something bad. And I thought maybe something bad had happened to him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting that. But we'll you know what? We'll segue out of this a little bit because it's making me a little sad. I don't want to feel sad right now. But you mentioned
I don't want to feel
Keem.
sad
You know
either,
what? It's so funny. There are still people to this day that get into Keem's replies with like those like, the one with the railroad tracks, the guy. Like, there are people to this day that's still getting Keem's replies and do that. It's so funny.
I can only say nice things about him. I don't have anything bad to say about the Keem. Persona I love to attack. I just love making him the butt of the joke. It's like in prison. You got to go for the biggest bully. Like the first guy I want to goof on is Keemstar always. Just go straight to Keemstar. Talk, and just talk absolute mad shit about him.
He has. I want to say he's semi-retired now.
He's semi-retired now too.
He was actually gonna retire like 2 years ago, and then he never did it. But he pretty much just is like Drum Alert on TikTok and I think like Snapchat. But other than that, he's just hanging out, and it's kind of like
I was gonna say
good for him.
Him doing
good for him. Good for him. But did you know who's actually been having some really, really good takes? Kind of is
who's got good takes?
Ethan
Charles Kahn?
Klein.
No.
Ethan Klein he's basically just kind of pushing through, not really giving a shit about what his audience, like he disagreed with his audience. He's been disagreeing with Hassan. He's kind of just not giving a shit, and it's kind of like, this is the Ethan that like there's that little snippet like coming out,
I wonder what woke him up. Did he go off a certain medication or something?
No, he lost a lot of weight. And he looks better. Like he looks like he's a little bit. He looks miserable.
It's a fascinating. Everybody loves to tear people down because like the last I'm gonna say 5 to 7 years for that dude. Like it's probably been 5-7 years, right?
Yeah,
something like that. Like I don't. Like, what is time online? Like, it feels like I live and die 1,000 times every day. Like, there's a lot going on. But that guy's, like, it's kind of been, like down trending for that guy. Like, after that lawsuit, and there was a lot of, like, odd controversies and weirdness from that guy. And then he started, like, moving, like, more political and lefty stuff. Like, if there's one thing I could keep off of Real Weird Sickos, it's political stuff.
We don't do politics here on RWS. We just don't.
Me too. I
don't care about any of it. Like I just.
Yeah, I can't stand any of it. Like I don't.
I feel you.
I hate it. I hate it in a way because it's team sports, and I hate because if you get the thing about team
everybody
sports
wants
is,
to be on the winning side.
Right, there's that. The losing feels so bad. Having been on a team that lost, oh man, that sucks. Having been on teams that won and won big,
everybody and like the winning.
Oh, that feels good.
But the winning is very subjective when it comes to a lot of these like political sides. But
I jumped up like stone cold, like yelling, like, "Good God, we've done it! We did it! We won!"
And then the other side thinks that they won, and they're basically just winning each other.
The crushing defeat of it, like it feels so. It's so intangible too because you're rooting for somebody else. It's not actually your victory. It's this other guy who has his own. Like there's a lot of factors that goes into politics. There's a lot of guys. Like when we were talking to Tabor, he was talking about how there's a lot of guys got into politics. Like we're just going to force our way through and do things, and he's like, that's not how politics actually works. There's so much red tape and so much to deal with, and so many different checks and balances on things.
And again,
how anything ever gets done.
Yeah.
How anything ever gets done. That's why I love the Domino's. There was a few years ago, there was a story where Domino's was going around filling up potholes. And they'd fill it up and they'd put an ad on it, like spray paint on, like, this pothole filled up by Domino's. I don't know why more companies aren't doing crap like that. Like, that would be great.
It's just like, kind of going back to that with political sides, and a lot of people will base who they like and who they don't like based on some of their beliefs, and not even beliefs that make them a bad person, but it'll be twisted into it where they keep it like it's an optics thing. And I've seen a lot of people just fall into that. Like, I don't associate with this person anymore because they had this take, and it's just ridiculous. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And
what I hate too, I've had people come at me saying, "Oh man, I heard that joke you made, and that was just I couldn't agree with that take." And I'm like, "It's a take.
People tell me
it's a
like,
take. It's not a take. It's a joke."
I know, and people will be like, "Oh, like Charles Kahn, isn't he like alt-right?" I was like, "Where in the fuck did you get that from?"
Yeah, I feel like what I love hearing is when somebody tells me like, "Oh man, you're like this horrible leftist," and then like an hour later, somebody goes, "Oh man, you're part of the alt-right, aren't you?" Like getting it from both sides, going, "Ah, yes, I've confused them all."
If you're not a socialist, then you must be a white nationalist.
I'm a capitalist. That's what I am, Jenna. Coffeebrandcoffee.com. Use code bastard. That's what I am. I'm a capitalist above all else. Anything else you want to say about me, I don't care. What I like is to joke. I'm a joker. That's my favorite thing in the world, is to joke around and to cut up and carry on. And if I could be like dead center and do just enough jokes about both sides to balance it out, like I don't know how you could possibly do that. Like I don't know how to turn those dials exactly.
Well, there's also where a lot of the people like turn it into grifting, because you have like your pearls, you have your just pearly things, and then you have your Sneakos, which, by the way, Sneeko has basically admitted to being a grifter, where the red pill stuff isn't quite as hot button as it used to be. So now he's an IRL streamer and making an ass out of himself like every day at this point. And Pearl's,
I want to become a black pill streamer.
Pearl actually was like, I don't understand like these people that are like pushing like marriage, like as if she didn't have like a series on her own channel called Wife School. And it's like,
oh god, yeah, and she's never been a wife.
She's trying to U-turn the grift, because she did that before. Like, she used to actually bitch about the manosphere, and now all she does is pander to it, and now she's kind of trying to turn it around because it's not cool anymore. So it's all a grift. Like, nobody believes in anything. It's all a grift.
See, that's what I hate. When I tell people, I go, listen, man, you gonna tell me not to like Trump? He hosted WrestleMania 5. He hosted WrestleMania 4. He actually shaved Vince McMahon's head at WrestleMania, I think it was 20. Like, I can't remember which one because I'm drowsy, but he shaved Vince McMahon's head, okay?
Yeah.
Like, you going to tell me that that's not a guy that I'm supposed to root for? I don't care. He's a funny dude. I don't agree with everything he does. Like, Who does agree with everything a politician does? That's a weird move, too. Everything this guy does, Gavin Newsom can do no wrong. Like when he fucked his campaign manager's wife, that he didn't do wrong then?
Yeah.
Did you know that, Jenna? Fucked his campaign manager's wife.
Ooh.
Like, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Like, are you gonna of all the guys to sleep with their wife? All the guys in the world,
so
you're gonna sleep with your campaign manager's wife?
Women out there. It had to have been like a vendetta. There's no way it wasn't.
I don't know if he ended up marrying that woman or not. I should probably fact check myself. Live fact checking happening live from Sickosville, Weird Town, whatever crap we say.
Do you have any facts to back up this claim?
Yes. Well, it's going to be like that Live Aid thing where it's like, oh, really? Really? You're full of shit, Charles? And then you look it up and go, actually, Colonel got a kernel of truth.
We're going to actually have to do like a deep dive show about that at one point.
I hope Muda does do a video about it, because that's a crazy story, and that needs brought up, because everybody,
so many videos
people go crazy when I say that I don't like charity. And I go, you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I don't like charities. That's what I don't like, because they don't they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Oh, do you mean like you
know,
mean
there-
you
there's
mean
a
to
lot
have a
of-
boxing event and end up $250,000 in the hole and have no money go to charity? You mean that kind of charities?
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
I would.
But there's a prominent video game charity that gets pushed by all the gaming websites. The guys who ran it for a lot of years, their wives were the administrators of the charity, and they were taking crazy high salaries. And once I found that, I was like, "Ooh, really? Like, takes
Yeah,
that
it
much
does.
money to
The-
run
like
that
the head
charity?"
of like the Salvation Army makes like I watched something on it one time and then I looked it up and they make quite a pretty penny. That's Salvation Army. So when you're like giving money to like this little ringing bell Santas, like it's what is it really doing? Like where is it really going? And I'm getting
now, I could
bombarded. I'm
say-
already getting bombarded with everywhere I go. When I go to the grocery store, when I pay for at
Oh
anywhere.
yeah, you gonna leave a tip, Jenna?
It's
Come on, you
leaving a
checked
tip
yourself out.
Right
Leave a
now,
tip.
the big charity because it's going to be October, so it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I've been hit up at every single store to like just make a donation, and I'm like, can you? If I made a donation at every fucking store I went to, and I left a tip at every place I went to, including just to get coffee. Could you imagine how much that would add up to? And like, seriously, it's balls crazy. Like everywhere just asking you for money. And it's just like, where is this all going? How is this?
Straight
how
to
is
Ukraine.
this
That's who.
getting
Those
allocated?
neo-Nazis in Ukraine need your money, Jenna.
Key.
They just had a guy in Canada get praised. They're like, oh man, look, he bravely fought against the Soviets in World War II. It's like, on whose side was he on against those Soviets? Like, and then, like everybody's like dumping on it and cringing. Like even as I say it, I'm like, ooh, that just doesn't feel good. Like I don't know what's true and what's not anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just feel bad. I feel bad because everything is so hyper now. Everybody has to have a take. Oh, you're siding with Ukraine. You're siding against Ukraine. What if I said I didn't side with either one? What if I said I didn't like either one?
Yeah, exactly. What if
if
I
I
said I
said-
didn't
what if I
give a
said
shit?
nuke 'em both?
What if I said I didn't give a shit?
What if I said use nuclear weapons on both of them? What if I said we need a device that completely destroys planet Earth, top to bottom, just reset it all? How about that? Is that a call for violence, YouTube? Is that against terms of service? Can I threaten the entire planet and all living life?
He's not.
Have we gone too far out in the weeds?
This is a parody. Charles Kahn is a parody and doesn't reflect that of which.
I'm not actually a real person. I'm an AI, Jenna, this whole time.
I guess quit like the whole AI thing, or was saying like he was doing AI and everybody was like shitting on him for it, and he was
Who's that?
You don't know who Quebblecop is, really?
I don't know who
Old
anybody
school
is, Jenna.
like he's been around YouTube for ages, but he started doing like
And he was using
he started
AI?
doing
Oh my
AI
God.
content, complete like with his voice and like avatar, and then he started engaging
Yeah.
a bunch of like engagement, like farming engagement on Twitter with I think AI is great, and of course that's going to bring in the people going, well, it's shit. You should feel ashamed of yourself.
Oh, Jenna, the people in tabletop gaming have lost their absolute minds about AI tools to the point where one of the prominent websites, probably the prominent website where people sell stuff in that space, has put a blanket statement saying like a complete ban on AI.
Yeah.
Like they just don't want anything AI, no AI art, no AI chat GPT stuff. And it's like, as a writer, I love using chat GPT. ChatGPT takes the stuff that I say and then makes it into something a little more presentable. Yeah. Like I could tell ChatGPT right now, I'm like, make me an invoice for these 10 things, each one at this price, and then it just does it. Sets it up, makes it look nice. And it's no fuss, no fights, no arguments, no carrying on. There's no back and forth. There's no how does this work. It's just done. And then, sometimes it'll be like, actually, we need to treat this subject with sensitivity. I've started telling GPT, I say I'm a woman who writes for the New York Times. I will, and like saying certain things like that to it, and then the AI is just like, oh, okay, sure, you'll treat this like they just instantly believes everything I tell it because it's an AI and it don't know no better.
So it's like he just started doing that.
Artificial intelligence meets natural stupidity.
I mean, there's only so far it can go before it just kind of. You do need human input in there somewhere because.
I would like to see the AI completely destroy the world. How about that, Jenna? There's how we get to doomsday.
Like AI robots?
I'm predicting a full doomsday scenario. What's going to happen
robots
is
could literally kill us.
AI robots are going to be in war with interdimensional pedophiles from the other side. You see, they're going to come in from the far realm,
might be right.
and they're going to fight.
If he ever, how many times has he actually been kind of right, though?
Well, he did say that they were going to start showing off aliens about a year ago, and guess what they're showing off, Jenna? Guess what was in Mexico?
No, they're not real. Come on.
We would like to show you. We got these aliens
that
in
they believe in elves,
you ain't going to
too.
believe it. They got eggs. Look at these eggs, and inside this, we got this alien here, man.
Such horseshit. Why do they look like that? I mean, I understand they're supposed to.
You're saying a country known for its paper mache would do something that looked like paper mache, Jenna? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Why did they have to make it look like the baby from? Why did they have to make it look like Eraserhead?
Oh yeah. Oh, it totally looks like the baby from Eraserhead.
The second I saw that, I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" Because it was like, "Oh, they have aliens," and then they like open the curtain. And I was like, "Aw, come on, man!" Like.
If I could get everybody listening to go watch Eraserhead after the show,
it's a good movie. It was way before its time. Like you have to think about like it was made in the 60s.
He made it over a course of years. Like that took him a long time because it was.
It's like you would not.
Like there's one moment where he goes to open a door, and it's like he opens the door up on this side, and then visibly ages 5 years as he goes through the other side. Like somebody's told me that it's like that's years. Maybe it was on like IFC or something.
That has a baby, and then like she has the baby, and it's like this weird fucking ET looking little fuck.
Yeah, it's like a deformed thing, and he's like terrified and mortified of it, and it just escalates from there into the way that it uses industrial sounds and like the scapes of it, like these. Industrial zones that they're wandering through. The whole thing just feels like a hellish nightmare. I love it.
IFC.
I just want to.
IFC movies are literally like.
This was 20 years ago on IFC. This was when IFC was like one of those satellite channels.
Like, they are a complete. It's either really really good. If you see IFC at the beginning of a movie, you're in for it. It's either going to be really 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 good actually. Or really, really, really bad. One of my favorite ones is the house that Jack built. Have you ever seen that?
Let's pretend that I'm a really sleepy guy who works all the time, and I don't know what the house that Jack built is.
But could you just tell me if you've seen it? I just want to know.
Let's say just for the podcast listeners at home, let's say I'm not entirely sure if I've seen it or not.
So you're just fishing around for me to do. Okay, so Matt Dillon is Jack. He's our. We don't. He's the protagonist antagonist. He's our main character.
Oh, so he's like Fritz the cat. He's a bad guy in his own story.
He is a psycho serial murderer who he just is like schizophrenic. He sees things. He talks to people that aren't there. And it's kind of a long movie.
I know the feeling.
It's just it's bizarre. Like it has these things like what the fuck is actually going on, and the ending is more like a what the fuck is actually going on. But it's an IFC movie. It doesn't look super high budget, but it's actually pretty well done. That's one I recommend. There's another one with like people coming back to life with the morgue. There's a whole bunch of them that are actually really good, and then there are some that are just like this is complete horse shit.
I liked
IFC After
I liked
Dark.
the IFC channel. They would show a lot of stuff like your Reanimators. They would show it at like midnight or whatever. And that was back when like DVR was new, and it was this cool thing where you could film like. So I got a copy of like Pink Flamingos and stuff like that on the DVR, and was like, well, we can never delete this. This is like airs once every 30 years on TV. Like they just they're never gonna air this again. You know, Pink Flamingos is one of those like super independent movies, but it's so I don't know how to describe Pink Flamingos.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Reanimator. Reanimator is a hard movie to describe too, where the guy, you know, he's bringing people back from the dead with this Mountain Dew serum of his, but it's done very quirky and like there's a lot going on. I think I like From Beyond more than Reanimator, but Reanimator is the one that I think people know. It's the same team, a lot of the same actors, same creator, Stuart Gordon. I love that guy's pictures, and I wish I'd gotten to have like a conversation, like a long, like, oh man, he would have been a dude to talk to. Because like a lot of these old horror masters are like fascinating cats. Like Tobe Hooper, that's another dude I wished I'd got to talk to. He was like this big Texan dude. You know, like he was supposed to have been like wear the cowboy hat all the time kind of Texan. You know, and comparing him to Stuart Gordon, who is, you know, this very like liberal arts, like theater guy, like wanting to do, you know, more allegorical stories that are like, you know, about, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like very, very sexual focused. I'll say that. That'd be the nice way of saying it. Yeah, like there's at one point there's a head scene in. I don't want to spoil it, Jenna.
Like head.
Oh, there's a head scene.
Like head.
You need to see Reanimator, Jenna.
Head,
I'll
like
just
head?
leave it at that.
Like no
There's
head,
Yeah,
like no
head.
head. So no head.
There's a head.
A head or
There's
head?
a head. There's a head.
A decapitated head or head like fellatio head.
All right, Jenna, I'm going to spoil it for you and the listeners if you
I
really want me to.
No, just tell me.
It's both.
So
It's both.
decapitated head from a head, or a head
Yes.
from a decapitated
there's
head.
an evil
Oh, okay.
there's an evil professor
I'm
who
into
who tosses some salad
Please
in the
tell
movie.
me it's
you know?
corny as fuck, like bad effects.
I would say no. I would say the bad effects are not bad. They're dated definitely because it's the 80s. There's some stuff that you're going to see and go.
So,
nah,
but
that
were
one
they
doesn't hold up as well.
okay
You
for
see
80s
other stuff?
standards?
Oh, I think it's
Oh, okay.
fantastic.
All right.
I thought they did a great job. I thought they did because they come from theater, so it's a little more stagey. It's a lot of characters like talking to one another, and like there's not a whole lot of locations because again, this was like a low budget like indie movie. So there's like, you know, they're kind of going from the different spots that they have. It's these two guys working together. The one guy's roommate is bringing people back to life. He's got this big serum that he injects people with. It looks like Mountain Dew. It's like a glow in the dark Mountain Dew looking stuff, and it brings corpses back to life. And there's an evil professor who at one point they decapitate him and then they bring him back to life, and then he's evil. And so he has his head, he captures the girl, and of course he does what he does to her because he's a movie bad guy, and bad guys do bad stuff in movies, especially back in the 80s. Bad guys were allowed to be bad. Like, you know, you're not rooting for him like, oh man, hell yeah. Like you're not supposed to do that.
So, okay.
I didn't realize that with Taxi Driver. I watched Taxi Driver and was like, man, he seems like such a fun guy, so relatable.
Oh my goodness.
And then you find out, like, what's it say about me? Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
I thought he was living high on the hog. I was like, yeah, he's just having a nice bachelor pad here. Like, he's going out and working all the time. Like, that's the perfect lifestyle, Jenna. If I'm not working, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here staring at TV.
Guess who doesn't have a bachelor?
It'd be like Elvis. I just want to shoot my
have
TV.
A bachelor pad anymore.
Who's that?
Who finally solved the love quest, apparently, in these new pictures that have surfaced
Jenna,
this
don't
week.
you tell me. Don't you tell
our
me.
favorite, I don't even know what to
Chan.
call Chris Chan. Like
it was Chris Chan.
Staple on this show has finally, found somebody else to mess with other than his mother.
So now she's in a lesbian relationship with this new gal?
People, they were seen together at Walmart earlier this week.
Well, that's where romance happens,
I
Jenna.
just, like nothing better
Everybody
than a romantic
knows.
stroll through Wally World. They are,
I wish I could quit you. I like to go here to Walmart.
They were
look at the
nuzzling
toys.
in public.
Ugh.
The last thing I ever want to do is nuzzle in public. Anytime
You're
there's
not
like...
a PDA guy? You're not a PDA guy?
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, public displays of affection are...
Okay,
like if I had looked over and saw the Boobert woman...
That's too much.
fondling her
That's
boyfriend,
way too much. That's not even just PDA. That's just lewd acts in public.
I would have been mortified if I'd have looked over and been like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
That's not even. I wouldn't even constitute that as PDA. That was just straight up like lewd acts in public. PDA is more like.
Oh, lewd acts. I like the sound of that.
There was titty grabbing. She was grabbing his junk, and it was clear as day. That's lewd.
I heard she was honking.
Yeah, she was honking it. I saw
I didn't see the tape.
You haven't seen the tape?
Jenna, I'm busy.
Stop
I don't watch
it! It was
tape.
all over Twitter, Mr. X. I'm sorry.
I'm not Mr. Twitter.
X.
I'm doctor. I'm a doctor. I got
Your
there's
PhD
patients
in
I have
X.
to
How
see.
have you not seen that fucking video? There's no way. I don't believe you.
Well,
Stop. There's no way. You've seen it.
You think I'm just sitting around all day going, "Oh yes, I need to see all the best tape."
No, there
on
are
Twitter.
usually like
Give me
when I'm
all
working
the
when I'm
trending
working all
stuff.
day. When I'm working all day, like it's always when I don't look at Twitter pretty much like the whole day. Like I'm working, I'm busy, I'm doing shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, let's go see what's going on the old Bird app, and then
And
it's
then you
exploded.
see,
It's on fire.
Here's Boobert getting honked.
Yeah, it's great.
My favorite's when I do that. There was one day, like, we went on a trip. We were, like, camping for, like, 3 days, and there was just,
Camping
like,
is
nothing.
hell.
And I come back, it's like, oh, man, I've pissed off a lot of people.
What did I do out in the wilderness? You know what? I hate camping. You like camping? I hate camping.
We were in, like, a
cabin
It
isn't
wasn't really
camping. I'm talking, like, in a tent.
Well, we didn't have internet. It was like a camp. It was like a cabin, like way up in the
I've done
hills.
that.
No internet service. They had like it wasn't. It was one of those vacations that I didn't want to go on. That I would have preferred not to.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to come back and go,
And catch up.
Man,
Yeah.
look at all these people mad.
It just to play
Just
the little
seeing
catch-up
the
game.
rage and the seething.
The coping. and the
People are
seething.
so mad, and people get mad over the lightest stuff.
They do.
That's what I can't
Or they take
figure out.
what's happening
That-
in other people's lives extremely seriously.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
always my favorite. That's always my fucking favorite is like, they did that? Why would they do that? Why would they do that in their very personal life? Like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Why do I care? Why the fuck would I care?
Yeah, how can you be friends with Jenna? How can you be friends
Yeah.
with Jenna? She's all
I'm
right.
apparently
Like,
no.
who gives a shit?
Apparently, this is you
don't
want
give
to
an alt
hear
fuck.
really funny shit that I've seen said about me. I have
Oh, what did they say?
apparently taken my LA ideologies and put them on Mudahar.
Oh, you've ruined them.
Supposedly, like, well, it's
You
it's yeah. I
bitch.
read that one.
You
time. I was
ignorant
like,
bitch. You've ruined
What
Mudahar.
LA ideologies have I put on him? Like what?
You've infected him.
He said something that people didn't agree with, so they made it my fault. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah, it couldn't have
I'm
possibly
catching
been something
strays.
Mudahar would have
I'm
come
literally
up with.
catching strays. I'm just like, do you also know that we don't even agree about everything? And I don't. What LA? I don't
Yeah.
even live in LA. I don't even live in LA.
Yeah, you're
Hell
not
the
even
fuck
in
no.
LA.
There's a difference. Like, I live in Southern California, but I don't fucking live in LA. And I don't have
Yeah.
LA ideologies. Like,
That's the best part. Is that there's a kernel of what they're trying to say. If they had said, she's infected him with this California bullshit.
yeah.
If they'd have said that, then you could have went, okay, yeah, I guess I gave him a little California bullshit. No, they went straight to, I don't want none of this LA bullshit, huh? They went to L.A.
I
bullshit.
know. What is this LA bullshit? Have you taken a look at my Twitter, people? Have you seen that
Yeah.
there's no ideology whatsoever
Yeah.
with me
Like you're,
at all?
You're tweeting pictures of Kirby like kissing cartoon boobs and things. Like you
I haven't tweeted that
you know,
yet.
it's. You haven't tweeted
I
that
haven't tweeted
yet.
that yet, but probably by the
But
time
by the
this
time
podcast comes
people-
out this week, then it was already tweeted. But yeah, I tweet
Yes.
bullshit. What ideologies are there? God damn, catching
Yeah,
stray.
that's my ideology. My ideology is bullshit. I want to tweet the goofiest
it.
shit that I can find or make or come up with.
I laugh at stupid
or,
stuff. I like stupid stuff. I'm not at all political.
That's why I love Wang. Wang is this perfect policy of if something makes him laugh, if you get that pop from Wang, he's retweeting
Yeah.
it. Or if it's like cool wrestling stuff.
You know what? The
or
cheat
whatever
codes with
pops
him would be something moderately filthy. Not too filthy to get him yeeted. So this is the Wang retweet cheat codes. I'm going to give it to you right now.
Oh,
Many, many, many times I've had things go apeshit just because he's retweeted it. So it's things that are mildly dirty, sometimes just straight out dirty, but mildly, like in a makes you kind of think kind of way.
like church dirty?
No, a little bit more than that. Something Simpsons related, but clever. And wrestling. Those are the three. Those are the cheat codes. So, like, if you want that, you got to tap into those things. Only, I mean, if Wayne doesn't follow you, he's not gonna fucking retweet that. But like, if you have the follow, which he's not super stingy with follows. He's not one of those. Yes, I'm only following 40 accounts. I cannot be following everybody.
I'm only following 420 people, and any number more than that.
Oh, like 500.
There's days where I think I'm gonna pare it down to 69.
Oh, who's gonna get the
69's way
fucking
funnier.
Charles Kahn chopping block? Holy shit!
Oh,
People are
buddy.
scared right
It'd
now.
be everybody would get the Jenna. You're
Oh,
gone.
fuck you.
Sorry.
No, I'm not.
Bye. Bye, Jenna. Goodbye. Goodbye.
That
Bye.
would be mean. That would be so mean.
Jenna gets the chopping block. I'd unfollow all my own accounts, like they're all gone. Goodbye.
You know what? I know people that will literally just follow people that are following them. That's sad.
I like to keep it at a funny
I like
number.
to-
Like
I
on,
like
on Instagram.
to-
I got 69 at Instagram, and that's funny to me. It's
I
so
don't just follow
stupid.
people that follow me because every once in a while, I like to get that unexpected follow from somebody that I like that I'm following, that I think is either funny or they make cool shit, and then they follow you back out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh my god, that's so.
See, I never feel the oh my god.
Every once in a
there's
while.
been people that I wanted to
Every
work
once
with.
in a
There's
while.
been people I
It
wanted to
happens.
work
Not
with.
all the time.
Who I'd reached out to multiple times and been like, oh man. I'd even like give up on them, be like, well, fuck it. I guess they're never gonna talk to me. I'll unfollow them. And then like 6 months later, out of nowhere, I see that light up and go, huh? Son of a bitch follows
I
me now.
know. When did
How
that
about
happen? Hey,
that?
I've had that happen where it's like, when did that happen? Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And it's like, I guess
I
we'll
guess
be
I'm
friends
cool
now.
now. You ever have that? I guess I'm cool now.
Yeah.
I've made it.
Jenna, every day, I feel like I'm an imposter. Like the real Charles, he
Are you
died,
having the
and
imposter
I
syndrome
like,
thing?
and I crawled into
You're
his
having
skin,
imposter syndrome.
and everybody's gonna find out that I'm just a big fat phony.
You're
and a
literally
fraud,
everybody on the
and-
internet.
and
every
gay and
every
retarded
internet
and stupid.
content creator says that. Everybody, and I'm serious. The whole imposter syndrome literally stems out.
I'm not
to
even
everybody.
real. I'm not even
Yeah.
real. I'm just two midgets in a raincoat.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Hey, how we doing,
Oh my
Jenna?
God.
I'm the lower guy.
And I'm the higher guy. Hi,
Why don't
Jenna.
they have names? Do they have names?
My name's Mitch.
Okay, but that's just
And my name's Timmy.
Timmy. Are they children? Are you do two children make you?
I'm 43
Oh,
years old, Jenna. I got a wife and 9
You know
kids.
what's so funny? I was watching Jackass the other day. Like, I just was sitting there watching
Yeah.
like all the movies because I hadn't watched them in like ages, and
That's some
I
funny
forgot
shit.
One of the best bits was like in 3, where it was like Wee Man, right? Wee Man's.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a bit where it's hidden camera and he's at the bar with this, attractive little woman, and they're vibing. And then all of a sudden, this other little man comes in and starts yelling like, you know, you're with my woman and everything, and they start getting into a fight, and everybody at the bar is like, whoa, this is so fucking crazy. And then all of a sudden, like, these little people cops come running in and they start breaking up the fight. And then the little posse comes out of the friend, and like it's a big old brawl, and like people are like fucking smashing like beer bottles on their head and getting knocked out, and then the little paramedics come and take them away.
That's funny shit. Wrestling used to use there's a lot of little people who are like hardworking people who are doing entertainment, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling used to use little people all the time.
Yeah.
At one point, Jenna, they even had, because they'll have tables, ladders, and chairs matches on these things where they use tables, ladders, and chairs. The TLC is what they call it. Well, on one of these shows, they had a WLC.
What?
Where it was all little people wrestling each other in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. The WLC. It was on one of their pay-per-views, and I loved every second of it. I laughed hysterically.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, that was so good. It was so entertaining because the little guys, they really gave it their all. They had those little step ladders, like the little giant step ladders.
Oh, wow.
They had those instead of the big full-size ladders.
So cute. It's
they
the
went
simple kind of comedy shit like that makes me laugh. It's so simple and stupid that it's funny, you know?
Everybody has their part in a show.
That's
and
another
I
thing.
think
Like in
little
Jackass,
people,
whenever you see
people don't appreciate
whenever
him
you
so
see
much.
Dave England on Jackass, you know something poopy's gonna happen. There's gonna be some poopy.
Oh, well, that's because he's
the poop
that
guy, and it's funny. Poop is funny. I'm sorry, poop is hilarious. I just tweeted something the other day. It was like a big like backed up toilet with a bunch of poop in it, and it was like flooding the house.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was hilarious. And like the person that was filming it, they were wearing Crocs.
Oh,
it
God.
was like
I saw a guy the other day, Jenna. He tweeted out. I don't know if he just found this picture somewhere or if he took it himself because he's a fucking madman. He took a big shit, and then he took like measuring tape and was measuring the poop. And he just wrote on there, like, oh, this one's pretty good size.
There's
guys?
nothing wrong with being proud of what comes out of you. I think that there actually should be more, like, pride in what you create, you know?
You're saying shit pride?
Yeah, I mean, there's, like, a whole fucking South Park episode about it with, like, the biggest turd.
Oh, yeah,
that was
Bono.
Great. Bono was just a big turd all along. Who knew? Poop.
It goes back to charity. There you go.
Charity is poop.
You know, how can a guy who does so much for the world be such a huge douche?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that an interesting question to fathom? Why do people prefer a fun dopehead guy, you know, who's just upfront about like Keith Richards. Keith Richards does his dope.
How the hell is he
has
still
a good time.
alive?
He's banging chicks. I don't know how that man.
Like
you want to talk about a constitution?
Like, Jesus Christ.
He's got to be 80 years
How
old,
he,
right?
He can't get it up. There's no way he cannot get it up at this age.
He just had a baby.
No,
Jenna. Just had
okay,
a baby.
But did they make it the old-fashioned way?
Oh, is there any other way for Keith Richards?
I don't know. He may want to make it just look like he still fucks when he can't. Appearances are everything, Charles.
You think that he would just have somebody step in, like somebody
if
just
he
steps
wanted
in
to look
like
cool,
his,
maybe
instead of a pitch hitter, it's his dick
maybe.
hitter. 77 years old.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God. He must just have like a fucking like intravenous like boner medication like at all times. Just like he fucking walks around with the pole, fucking bag of Viagra hanging. God damn.
I don't know how these guys have that energy to go up on stage.
Dude, I'm tired by like 10 p.m. I'm ready for bed. I'm ready to go to sleep. Leave me alone. I just want to go to bed.
Man.
I just want to go to sleep. I want to go to bed. I'm tired. Okay.
If I ever became like a super successful guy, like I'm talking like Michael Jackson superstar level, like Prince, like household name level.
Yeah.
It'd be hard not to have the doctor be like, all right, here's the medication. Like the doctor who administers the medication.
I would know. I would literally need to
hours.
start doing meth to be able to be up for like Beyonce. They talk
Oh,
how
to
they
have
talk
that
about
energy.
like Beyonce stays up for like 50 hours at a time, and I'm just like, how are you not addicted to meth at this point? How are you not on
I
some
heard Kurt
kind
Angle.
of amphetamine?
I heard the wrestler Kurt Angle mention Vince McMahon only sleeps 2 hours a day, and that the old man
How
is
old is
up
he
and
now?
ready to go after 2 hours of sleep. He's got to be pushing 80. He's got to be pushing 80.
Jesus Christ.
Vince.
He
McMahon
really needs to sleep.
Age
My God.
78.
You really that's like you're taking naps.
He's working out. He's like a bodybuilder. Like he's like jacked.
Just drop dead one day. You can't do that. You
No.
can't do that. You can't, do.
Nobody
I mean,
just
you
drops
can work
dead.
out. That's good. But if you don't actually balance like the rest, like you're putting a lot of strain on your organs, like your heart and your lungs. And when you're that age, like, bro,
Maybe that's my problem, Jenna. That's why I've been feeling so
Work
shitty
out.
lately. I've stressed my organs too much. I've not been sleeping
you don't.
enough.
You actually
And
don't. You want to sleep now.
I never want to say, "Oh, Jenna, if I could be asleep right now, like completely lights out, nothing going on, turn off everything, not a care in the world, just me and my pillows."
Just you and your pillows.
Oh, it'd be so nice. I'd sleep so tightly.
Maybe you should.
Nighty night, Jenna. Nighty night, podcast listeners. Nighty night. Good night, Moon. Good night, Raspberry Sweet Tea. Good night. It'd be so nice.
I
Like,
thought you were
I'd
actually
sleep.
doing like the ending.
That would have been a good one, wouldn't it?
I mean,
Jenna, where can we find you? I know where people could find me. They can find me in bed sleeping. I'm tired.
same. Let's go do that now. Good night, kiddos.
That's good night, Moon. Good night, Sickoville.